talk to me about how important music is to the users of Twitter.
Well, to the users of Twitter, it's absolutely super important. We have a stat that half of all of our users follow at least one musician. And even more important is how important it is for the artists. I think artists know that Twitter is their go-to place to talk to their fans. It's an easy platform for them. And for fans, it's the next best thing to backstage. You know, you just can't get closer to any of your favorite artists on the web than Twitter.
Yeah, I've got this list that you helped us, provided us, of the most followed people on Twitter, period. President Obama ranked 5th, but on top of him is Lady Gaga, Justin Bieber, Katy Perry, Rihanna. Britney Spears is 6th. Obama just barely topping her out. What does that tell us about the way that the musicians and the music industry looks at Twitter as a way to establish their brand, sell more tickets, sell more music?
Well, I think it shows that there's a real hunger for fans to talk to their artists, and artists know that Twitter is the number one way to talk with their fans. You know, it's bite-sized communication. It's easy to throw a fan an @reply. And for many of these fans, they'll never get to go backstage at a show. They may never go to a meet and greet or be on a red carpet, but Twitter gives them that feeling. It's so simple, it's so easy,
right.
And that's what we're seeing, in that data. And as one artist told me once, Tiny Tampa, he said, 1 million followers is like $1 million in my pocket. And that's true.
Well, let's get to that, because I like people, I like users, but I don't really care. I care about the business aspect here, and I wonder how the music industry sees dollars and cents in this Twitter connection.
Right, and I think that's a totally relevant question. I can't really speak to the monetization side of that per se, but I will say that if we have the top artists in the world engaging with their fans on a daily basis on the platform, it speaks to the value itself. We're seeing a lot of high traffic come from artists' Twitter profiles because it's one of the few places where you see artists themselves directly engaging with their fans. You may not always see that on other platforms. And so I think if it wasn't as valuable as it is, we wouldn't see that high level of interaction.
Well, sometimes I wonder, I look at the way the music industry's changed in my lifetime and the way that where the profits have gone. Songwriters still, of course, get paid, but the recording artist doesn't seem to get paid as much for recording, but certainly for performing. And then what? Do we see in Twitter the indication as to where the profits in the music industry are going for the artist?
Well, what I can say about that is that I think that every artist knows today that they are their own brand. And whether you leave your label or stay with your label, your Twitter followers go with you, And if you are doing the best to build an organic and authentic connection with your fans, you'll be rewarded for that. Someone once asked me, what's the best way to get more followers? And I said, well, the world doesn't owe you followers. You owe your followers the world. And when you're an artist who's genuinely engaging with your fans and providing unique interaction with them, they will follow you.
And Twitter's clearly putting some resources to this to try to help the music industry understand Twitter. I feel like every individual in every industry that embraces Twitter goes through this learning process that I think Twitter's put some effort into helping people, yes?
Yeah, definitely. We have a best practices for music that's online, that's been published. It's at media.twitter.com/music. It's a tool that all artists can read to find out our specific best practices for how to get the most out of Twitter for themselves. I meet one-on-one with artists to help them as well. I think that every artist knows that it's not enough just to join a platform. You have to speak the language of that platform, and you have to speak the language of the fans as well. And it's a really easy process. I think it's why so many artists have grabbed onto it. But like I said before, the best practices are online, and we're just seeing so many artists innovate on top of that themselves. Right. And so we have to constantly amend that.
Tatiana, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Emily Chang, big music fan. I keep waiting for Thelonious Monk to log on to Twitter because I'll be following him immediately.
I'll work on that for you.